I worked with Susan Cera, and she was by far the best partner I could have had during the MBA application process. Every session I had with Susan brought new insights and perspectives, and throughout each phase we went through, I could tell how much thought and preparation Susan had put into understanding who I was and what story I wanted to tell. Hi, my name is Mitchell Quon, and I'm a recent MBA graduate from Wharton. I'm originally from the San Francisco Bay Area, and I studied at UC Berkeley for undergrad, where I majored in business through Berkeley Haas. Pre-MBA, I was a consultant at Deloitte Consulting for 3 years, where I primarily focused on large-scale consumer-facing digital transformations across industries such as consumer products and media and entertainment. After consulting, I transitioned into big tech, where I spent 2.5 years working at Meta as a product operations manager, driving pre- and post-launch initiatives for Meta's AR and VR products. I took both the GMAT and the GRE and ultimately submitted my GRE scores for my MBA applications. I scored a 326 with a 166 quant score, a 160 verbal score, and a 6 on my essay. Prior to working with Stratus, I felt unsure of myself in terms of whether I was putting my best foot forward on my applications. I had originally planned to apply to MBA programs the year before and had prepared my essays and applications by the time I initially reached out to Stratus. However, I knew that if I was going to apply to business school, I didn't want to leave anything on the table, and so working with an MBA admissions consulting firm meant giving me the confidence to know I did everything I could to get into the schools I was interested in. I heard about Susan through a friend who had worked with her the year before, and she spoke through the roof about working with Susan and how much she appreciated everything Susan had done for her. I knew right away that Susan was someone who could help get my MBA applications to the finish line. What was most valuable about my relationship with Susan was her ability to be completely honest with me and tell me what I needed to hear. Susan had a way of explaining things where even if her feedback felt hard to hear initially after putting so much work into the essays or application, upon reflection, her feedback made complete sense, which helped me to reassess my own thought process to refine parts of my application I had missed upon first glance. She truly felt like a coach to me by the way she cared so much about me reaching my full potential, and because of that, I knew I made the right decision to work with Susan and Stratus. Stratus's team-based approach helped me with my admissions process by providing me different perspectives on my applications and offering objective insights that I didn't consider initially. Knowing that Susan could connect me with another Stratus point of contact, such as Melissa, to do a strategy assessment really made a difference for me because Melissa was able to provide recommendations to my application that complemented what Susan was coaching me on in our primary sessions. When it came time for preparing for MBA interviews, Stratus set up mock interviews, which gave me some reassurance to be able to practice and receive feedback on my interview responses. Overall, Stratus's team-based approach revealed to me how collaborative Stratus is, and that even with a primary coach, you still have access to the other Stratus consultants and resources available to you, which makes working with Stratus such a meaningful investment. I applied to 9 schools, which included the M7, Michigan Ross, and UCLA Anderson School of Management. I got into Wharton, Booth, CBS, Ross, and UCLA. I received a full tuition scholarship to Ross as a Dean's Impact Scholar, a half tuition merit-based scholarship to UCLA, and a 30% merit-based scholarship to CBS. I ultimately decided to attend Wharton